Uncle. Thank you so much, Guruji, for giving me this divine opportunity जिसमें आपके गुणगान कर सकें. And I think day before yesterday only अमृत वेले में जैसे पाठ चलते हैं गुरुजी के सत्संग में, so उसमें my mother came running from the kitchen and उनको कोई certain line strike करी जिसके अंदर ये कहा गया था कि गुण गावत तेरी उतरस मैल. This line comes in सुखमनी साहिब. And सात्संग जी उसमें एक और लाइन भी आई थी जिसमें उन्होंने बोला कि गुणगान करने से बड़ी कोई भी चीज नहीं है अपने प्रभु की. और अगर गुरु साहिब आपको यही दात बख्श दें तो इससे बढ़कर कुछ भी नहीं है. So I'm really excited to come on this beautiful platform, and it's a huge blessing for me because there was a time before June of this year when I thought कि I think satsangs हो गए, मतलब कितनी बार share करने हैं platform पे, and it is not that people don't know about the satsangs, but what Guruji taught me was that when you will share your satsang, what happened with me was, because when I was in Jammu or when I was in Bhopal or whether I was in Delhi and I was supposed to share my satsang or on any platform, what happened with me was I used to think about it. I used to think about the satsang, that what should I say, because it's not an easy task. आप अपने गुरु का गुणगान कर रहे हो and कैसे कितनी खूबसूरती से वो हो सके उसकी कोशिश हमें करनी है, बख्शेंगे वो. But in that process, what started happening was, जैसे जैसे मैं वही सत्संग जो मेरे साथ गुरु साहिब ने किए उनको मैं सोचता था तो एक अंदर ही अंदर मंथन शुरू होने लग गया. एंड वो मंथन जब होता था तो गुरु साहिब उसका विष तो खुद ले लेते थे और जो अमृत था वो सत्संग के रूप में बाहर निकालते. And I feel so blessed and privileged because again, before June of this year, I was a bit nervous. I was, I tried to avoid doing satsangs because it's not in my nature to come on screen or, if 100 people are sitting there to share satsang, because I'm a bit shy, never been vocal. So again, it's a huge blessing of Guru Sahib. And what I would like to say is that in 2018 and 19, first time, there was a lady who came in my dream. Guruji's satsang was going on. And she said, Gunjan uncle will share his satsang. So that was probably the first time I came to know that I need to share my satsang. It's Guru Sahib's. And then, again, last year, before I was supposed to share my satsang online, just before that, I was hesitant. I said no. And my mother was supposed to share satsang. And in my dream, again, I heard Guru Sahib's voice, and he said 01062005. Now, अब ऐसे कोई digit सुनेगा तो उसको obviously समझ में नहीं आए. But just imagine, when I woke up, I remembered the digits. And those digits actually meant 010620 means 1st of June 2020. And 05 meant for 5 minutes I have to share satsang. So it is not that if you'll share your satsang for an hour or 2 hours, you'll get more blessing. And if you'll share your satsang 5 minutes, you'll get less blessing. Because it all depends on your bhav and it all depends on Guru Sahib's kripa. And for the first time, then online, I shared the satsang for 5 minutes. And the process, each and every process with Guru Sahib is, I won't call it slow, but at a pace in which you can take it. At a place, your soul is placed at a point where your soul can absorb his teachings, your soul can absorb his blessings. So he will be at your pace. He would never rush. And Satsangaji again, then in this year beginning, Guru Sahib came in my dream. He was sitting on Empire State Asan and I was on his side. And Guruji said that Gunjan, Satsang kar. The second thing what he said was Koshish kar. The third thing what he said was Shastra mein ye hai, Shastra mein wo hai, mat kar. And actually, you know, these words have got so much meaning in it that I was not able to understand it at that time, but over a period of time, जैसे जैसे गुरु साहब बख्शते हैं, समझ बख्शते हैं, समझाते हैं. So, you know, this has been the biggest blessing that Gunjan Satsang kar. And Koshish kar, why he said was because I was nervous. I didn't knew how to do a satsang. And I never wanted also to, I wanted, but you know, because मैं डरता था, इसलिए I didn't want to share my satsang. And what he said in the third line was, Shastra mein ye hai, Shastra mein wo hai, mat kar. Because what I had started doing was, I was quoting Shiv Puran, I was quoting Bani, and you know, trying to give explanations to it. Or whatever was explained in Shiv Puran, get the Sar Tattva of it and try to present it in my satsang. But the satsang has to be between me and my guru. So the gyan, which is bookish, cannot be my satsang. The gyan which is there in the Vedas, in the Puranas, in the Bhagavad Gita, in Gurbani, cannot be my gyan. So what Guruji, I think it till now, further down the years, he may explain it to me in a different way. But he wanted me to share my satsang, my personal satsangs with Guru Sahib and his teachings, what he has explained me till now. So, you know, उनके वाक्य को या उनके शब्द को समझना भी बहुत मुश्किल है. And Sangaji, then on 3rd of June 21, as I told you, that I really didn't want to share my satsang. So again, I saw Guru Sahib's darbar, and there an uncle was standing, and he said that Gunjan uncle will share his satsang. And Gunjan uncle, Guruji के favorite satsang share कर. So you know, उस दिन सुबह उठने के बाद मुझे इतनी शर्म आई कि गुरुजी इतना प्यार करते हैं अपनी संगत से, वो आपको सत्संग करने की दात बख्शना चाहते हैं, but I am not capable enough even to, you know, उसको मैं एक सहज भाव से ग्रहण कर सकूं. मैं झोली फैला के बैठा ही नहीं हुआ हूं, मैं अपने ईगो में ही बैठा हुआ हूं, मैं अपनी लिमिटेशन से ही लिमिटेड. Well, when something Guruji has said, that has to happen and that will happen. The cosmos would be there to support you, but you have to have a belief in yourself. And you know, the teachings of Guru Sahib have been so profound that, you know, there is a shlok which constantly, you know, every day I say it, but uska meaning mujhe aaj samajh mein aaya. And that I would not call it shlok, I would just say it, and then, you know, kya Guruji ne usme samjhaya was that त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बंधुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणम त्वमेव सर्वम मम देव देव. And what Guruji explained was, yes, you think I am your father, you think I am your mother, you think I am your friend, you think I am your brother, but no, I am your Guru. And once a lady asked Guruji, Guruji, ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਨਾਂ ਕੀ ਹੈ? And with a very smiling face, he said, Guruji. So, I think somewhere down the line, when we try to, you know, establish a relationship with our Guru, we should do it in a way which he likes. Why? Because if we are trying to limit our guru as a father or as a mother or as a friend, then we are trying to limit, well, he is limitless. Twamev sarvam mam dev dev. You are everything to me. You are God of the gods, and I accept you in that form. I need not give you any physical form or a mental block which I have, that I have restricted you in the form of a father or a mother. You are everything to me. And in a similar way, Guru Sahib ने अभी ही वो बानी भी सुनवाई, जिसके अंदर नानक जी के पास जब लैना जी आए, एंड तब सब ने पूछा कि गुरु जी इनको कैसे बना दिया, एंड लैना जी से ही संगत ने पूछा, सेवादारों ने पूछा कि हम इतने सालों से आपके पास हैं, बट हमें वो उपाधि नहीं मिली लैना जी, और आपको तो गुरुगाई बख्श दी गई. And then what he asked those sevadars or the sangat was कि आपने गुरु साहिब को कैसे perceive किया है? And they said कि हमने गुरु जी को संत माना. And they asked लेना जी आपने क्या माना गुरु जी को? And he said मैंने गुरु जी को निरंकार माना. So you know, somewhere down the line we are trying to limit our guru who is limitless. So, you know, these teachings are so profound that it takes time, it takes years, it takes ages to understand. But if he wants, all this knowledge, all this ज्ञान, all this समझ वो बख्श देंगे, और वो इस तरह से बख्शेंगे कि जैसे आपको divine knowledge download हो. And then you are not speaking. It's not you who gets the credit. Well, if I try to take the credit, it would be my ego which is taking the credit. Because I know this knowledge is not mine, these satsangs are not mine, because he has bakshod me and given me these satsangs. These are his satsangs, and this is his gungan. So Satsangaji, I would like to start the satsang कि कैसे गुरु साहब की कृपा महसूस होनी शुरू हुई. And Sangatji, when I was born, well, before that, my mother had to go to the hospital twice, so there was some issue. So, you know, the suffering which was I was supposed to experience had started when I was in my mother's womb. And when I was born, and up till 3 to 4 years, I was suffering with bronchitis and multiple diseases, and, you know, weakness and many more things. And, you know, eventually further down the line, there was one day when I was in the kitchen, and the tray was full of hot tea. And, you know, I just pulled it, and the whole tea was on my chest. My t-shirt was, you know, it was stuck with my skin. And then I was rushed to the Safdarjung Burns department. And then they eventually did my, you know, sari patti unhone kari. And they said कि आप इस बच्चे को हाथ नहीं लगाएंगे, आपको इसको रोज यहाँ लेके आना है. And every day that process I had to go through. And, you know, once there was that a cracker came and it hit me here, and everything was burnt here. So there have been multiple, you know, small accidents, bimariyan, you know, what not. But I never felt that in the sense, because being a kid, I think you are so pure that the sufferings also, you're not able to understand that I'm suffering. And I think somewhere down the line, Guru Sahib wants us to be that small child, that you should, you know, have the confidence on your Guru that he's taking care of everything, and the suffering is temporary and it shall pass by. And in these trying times also, well, when I was born and my patri was made, the Panditji wrote my name as Guru Prasad. And again, because we didn't have that so much, so my parents thought कि ये कैसा नाम है, and they, you know, they obviously didn't keep Guru Prasad as my name, and they kept Gunjan. So I was renamed as Gunjan. And I cannot say that it's not a blessing, because the very first time when my mother went to Guruji, in that very on that very night, Guru Sahib came in her dream, and he said, "Hun fikar na kar, Gunjan da bhi theek ho jayega, te baki bhi sab theek ho jayega." So जब निरंकार के मुंह से आपका नाम निकल गया, तो that नाम in itself is blessed. I am blessed. So I really have no regrets. So let's, what I have learned with Guruji is never regret about it. If you regret that I met Guruji in 95 and I never met him in late 80s, if you regret I met him in 2004, I never met him in 95, if you regret मैं 2020 में ही जुड़ा हूँ, and you regret that I never saw him physical forms, we do not have to regret, we have to rejoice. जब आपको निरंकार मिल गए हैं, तो आपको उन्होंने फिजिकल फॉर्म में दर्शन दिए या नहीं दिए, it doesn't matter. If he speaks to you or if he does not speak to you, it does not matter. When बोलिया सब कुछ जानदा, किस आगे कीजिए अरदास. So my time, when I went, when Guru Sahib called me in his physical presence, I didn't knew that I can speak to him. He never spoke to me. But the kind of peace, eternal peace I used to feel in his presence was so sublime. It was so beautiful that never an urge was there in my heart to speak to him. Words were not required. And it's off late when I've started hearing Guru Sahib's satsangs, that Guruji used to speak to this satsang, he used to say these things to his satsang, that urge came. And somewhere down the line, I think it diluted my bhav towards Guruji, that Guruji kept me on a pedestal where there is no need of talking. But because of hearing of the satsangs, I started feeling, a bit of, what should I say, an inferiority complex that Guru Sahib is not speaking to me. So, his ways are so profound. So if you have had his physical form darshan or not, if he speaks to you or not, if you get his fragrance or not, does not matter. Because Guru Sahib is there 24/7 with you. When he has to bless you, he might give you darshan, he might speak to you, he might give you fragrance. But if you're already blessed, your karmas are so pure that you do not require him to interfere in your karmas. Why do we want that? And even I didn't understand these things unless or until it is your Guru, who holds your hand and then take you on this path. And Sangaji, when I was 2.5 to 3 years old, I was quite sick. And during that, I got Guru Sahib's darshan twice. And again, he came in form of Lord Shiva. Well, I never knew who Lord Shiva is or was. And obviously, I didn't know Guruji is. And so Guruji came in form of Lord Shiva so that I could tell it to my mom, and my mom could explain it to me that you are blessed, you have been blessed by the Lord God Shiva. And in that dream, there was a snake which was behind me and I was running. And Lord Shiva came and he picked up that snake और उन्होंने अपने गले में उसको धारण कर लिया. So जो भी मेरी परेशानियां थी वो प्रभु ने अपने ऊपर ली. So beautifully, Guruji's teachings have been there with us. Guru Sahib has been there with us. Well, as I gave you an example before my birth, only the problems had started. But if problems had started, I know my Guru was standing besides me. And when Guru Sahib took that problem on himself, and then few days or a month later, again, Guruji came in form of Lord Shiva. There were 4 people who were behind me. I was again running. Because why I was running? Because we cannot face our problems. We want to run away from that. And that's what I have just come to know just now. Even I didn't know that. So I was running from my problems. Again, Lord Shiva came. He picked me up. उन्होंने अपनी गोदी में मुझे उठा लिया. And then he was standing with me. and those 4 people ran away. So हमें अपने गुरु पे इतना विश्वास होना चाहिए जब हमें ये पता है कि 90% of our karmas are taken by him. एंड जब भी हमारे ऊपर प्रॉब्लम आएगी, कोई भी प्रॉब्लम आएगी, मे इट बी डिजीज, मे इट बी डिवोर्स, मे इट बी द चिल्ड्रन आर नॉट लिसनिंग टू यू, दे मे बी गोइंग इन अ रॉन्ग डायरेक्शन, आपके अपने फैमिली में कॉर्डियल रिलेशंस नहीं है, आपको वर्क में प्रोग्रेस नहीं मिल रही, आपके पास जॉब नहीं है, आप पेंडेमिक में रिस्ट्रिक्टेड हो गए हैं घर में, आप डिप्रेस्ड हैं, whatever the problem may be, Guru Sahib is always with you, and 90% of the problems are already taken care of by Guruji, because he's suffering with those problems which you were supposed to face. And so, what can we say to Guruji? We can only say to Guruji कि गुरुजी मुझे बख्श दो, एंड गुरुजी थैंक यू सो मच दैट इन प्रॉब्लम्स में आपने मेरा साथ नहीं छोड़ा है, एंड 90% इज व्हाट यू हैव टेकन. तो अगर मैं अपने 10% में तड़प रहा हूं तो 90% आपके लिए भी तो कितने पेनफुल होंगे, बट वो हमारा सारा पेन एब्जॉर्ब कर लेते हैं, एंड इट्स जस्ट द प्रिक ऑफ द नीडल व्हिच वी हैव टू फील. हमसे वो भी नहीं सही जाता. एंड द सेकंड दर्शन in which he picked me up, उन्होंने मुझे गोद में उठा लिया, उसमें भी गुरुजी ने यही समझाया कि जब भी परेशानी आएगी, कोई भी परेशानी आएगी, and we try to see where is my God, and we are not able to see our God. Why we are not able to see our God? Because we are not able to see his footsteps. I am not able to see the footsteps. They used to be 4, now they are only 2. Why they are 2? Because now I am in Almighty's lap. मैं गुरुजी के गोद में हूं, इसलिए वो 4 पैरों की जगह अब 2 पैर हो गए हैं जो प्रभु के ही पैर हैं, और मुझे उन्होंने गोदी में उठा लिया है, मेरी सारी परेशानियां उन्होंने अपने ऊपर ले ली. सो इट इज ओनली द भाव ऑफ शुक्राना विच वी कैन, नथिंग मोर देन दैट. एंड संगत जी, अगेन एज आई टोल्ड यू, 2004 में गुरु साहिब ने दर्शन दिए, एंड माय मदर वाज diagnosed with cancer, and हमारे फैमिली फ्रेंड्स हैं मधुखन्ना आंटी, तो उन्होंने मेरे फादर को बोला कि आप मेरी मदर को वहां पे लेके जाइए गुरुजी के पास. नाउ द ब्यूटिफुल पार्ट इन इट वाज दैट शी नेवर सेड कि गुरुजी मेरी मदर को क्योर कर दें. द ब्यूटिफुल पार्ट इन इट वाज दैट वी वर टोल्ड दैट यू आर नॉट सपोज्ड टू say anything to Guruji. The beautiful part in it was that she briefed us that you're not supposed to talk to any of these sangats. You're not going there to socialize. And the beautiful part in it was that you have to eat your whole langar prasad. So only these basic 4 or 5 principles which you have to follow was given to us. And for almost 4 to 5 years when we were there in his physical presence, we never felt anything was incomplete. We never heard a single satsang. And as and when the sangat started growing, we were asked कि अब आप ऊपर जाके बैठे. क्योंकि हमने किसी के साथ बात नहीं की थी, और हमें ये नहीं पता था कि संगत को ऊपर जाना नहीं अच्छा लगता, उनको गुरुजी को ही देखना अच्छा लगता है. सो हमारे अंदर ये भाव भी नहीं था कि हमें ऊपर क्यों भेजा जा रहा. सो वी वर टोटली ब्लैंक. यस, वी एंजॉयड सिटिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ गुरुजी, बट गुरुजी के पास बैठ के भी हम उनको देख नहीं पाते. हम जब भी उनको देखते थे, ही वाज एक्चुअली लुकिंग एट अस, और उनकी आंखों से आंखें मिलाने की हमारी हिम्मत नहीं होती. तो जो परमात्मा के सामने आप अगर बैठ रहे हैं, आप उनको फिजिकली देख पा रहे हैं, तो अगर क्या आप फर्स्ट फ्लोर पे चले गए तो उन परमात्मा की ब्लेसिंग्स कम हो जाएंगी. बिकॉज वंस देयर वाज अ संगत हु वाज कमिंग टू गुरु साहिब, एंड अ संत केम टू देयर हाउस, एंड ही सेड आप लोग कहाँ जा रहे हैं. And that lady said कि हम अपने गुरुजी के पास जा रहे हैं, क्या आप चलें. And that son said, of course I would. And eventually they came to Guruji. And जब वो लोग गुरुजी के पास आए तो गुरुजी ने उन संत को बोला, आप मेरे पास यहीं बैठ जाए. And संत को उन्होंने अपने पास बिठाया and the संगत went back and वो लोग वहां बैठ. Now when the satsang was over, the sant had a question. He asked Guruji, Guruji, जब सत्संग चल रहा था तो मेरे को ये दिखाई दे रहा था कि आपके अंदर से मल्टीपल रेज निकल रही हैं एंड ये कुछ तो संगत के अंदर जा रही हैं एंड कुछ संगत के बाहर से जा रही हैं. ये क्या है? So then Guruji explained it to him. These are my blessings. This is my power which is emitted continuously and non-stop. But the संगत जिसने मेरे ऊपर ध्यान लगा रखा है, जो गुरबानी ध्यान से सुन रहा है, जो फिजिकली एंड मेंटली यहां उपस्थित है, मुझसे कनेक्टेड है, they are able to absorb my blessings. And the ones who are sitting here, who have just come here to eat langar prasad only, those who have not come here to listen to the Bani and learn from them, those who have not come here for Guru Sahib himself, and they are just thinking about what's happening in my house, what problems I'm facing, what is happening at my workplace, because they being there are not mentally there, are not able to absorb my blessings. So my blessings are the same for everyone, but it depends on the individual who's able to absorb it and the other individual who's not able to absorb it. And he said, Meri blessings, Meri zyadatar blessings, te ethe carpet te rul diyan paiyan. So, we don't have that kind of grace or that kind of attitude or that kind of acceptance of our Guru that we are not even able to take his blessings. And I think somewhere down the line, it happens with each and every one of us that when we are sitting in satsang, we are not able to concentrate on him or meditate on him. And so, it's Guru Kripa if it happens to you and you are able to, put your mind on him or you can meditate on him. And Sangaji, so, when the very first time we met him, he came in my mother's dream and he said, "Hun fikar na kar, Gunjan da bhi theek ho jayega, te baki bhi sab theek ho jayega." And Sangaji, within 2 to 3 days, I was working, yes, but I was unpaid. Within 2 to 3 days, I got a job in which I started earning money. Then within 15 days, there was a court case which was resolved amicably. Then probably a few months later, when my mother was, she had to go at AIMS for her checkup, the doctor called her and said, जब हमने पहले आपके स्कैन्स लिए थे, तब तो आपका हमें कैंसर दिख रहा था, बट अब हमें कुछ नहीं दिख रहा है, आप जाइए ऐश कीजिए. And again, now we realize that these words were Guruji's words. This was Guruji who was sitting there and telling his Sangat, Ja Aish. So, again, it is not that Guruji has to come in your dream or he has to be physically present to bless you. Through a doctor also he can bless you. So when we come back to that very, I would call it a bhav, I would not call it a shastra or a shlok, that Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva Bandhusya Saka Tvameva. So he's everything to us. So instead of limiting Guruji in form of relations, let's start seeing the relations we have with individuals in form of Guruji. That means that when you're looking at your mother, your father, your sibling, your wife, your children, your friend, your colleague, try and see that this person is formless, उनके अंदर निरंकार का भाव है, इस बंदे के अंदर मेरे गुरुजी का वास। So on one hand, we are not trying to limit Guruji. On the other hand, we are trying to expand other people's personality, and by perceiving them as God, our behavior would always be correct. It would always be divine. So ना ही हमें अपने गुरु से गुरु के फिजिकल फॉर्म में जुड़ना है, but each and every individual which we meet has to be treated as your guru. So तभी गुरु जी कहते हैं कि संगत में गुरु का वास है। जो भी संगत आपके घर आती है वो गुरु जी ही आ रहे हैं, and they are supposed to be treated in the best way you can. And Sangat ji, again into Guru ji came in my dream and he said, "मैं 2000 च मिलिया सी." So as I told you at the time of my birth, when I was 2.5 to 3 years old, then again in 95 there were 3 saints who came to our house to bless my mother. Then again in 2004 when we physically met Guruji. So now Guruji comes and says that 2000 ch miliya si. So you know, the journey has been so mystical, so beautiful, that I cannot put a particular, you know, date or time that Guruji, we met Guruji, you know, because he has been there eternally. And Sangat ji, my mother used to suffer from multiple ailments. One was migraine, slip disc, osteoporosis, low BP, stomach issues. And as a cancer patient, once a cancer patient, you're always a cancer patient because your cells can multiply anytime. So again, it is Guruji's blessing that she is hale and hearty. And again, why I would say कि अगर आपको गुरुजी ने आरोग्य शरीर दे रखा है, well, yes, I can say she has again multiple problems, but of smaller magnitude. But अगर आपको गुरुजी ने हेल्थ बख्शी हुई है, तो गुरुजी आपसे वो काम भी कराएंगे जो आपको हो सकता है आपको लगे आपके लिए इम्पॉसिबल है. But then by doing those things, you would get purified. And certainly, last year, when the pandemic started, Guruji ने इस सोच का अंकुर मेरी मदर के मस्तिष्क में बोया that why don't you start doing satsang and satsang every day because you're not able to go outside. Or Sangat ji, before that, a year or year and a half before that, we had gone to a satsang in which my mother got a slip on which Guru Sahib's vachan was written. And मेरी mother को जो चिट मिली उसके ऊपर लिखा हुआ था, एथे उथे नटिया पजया ना कर, मैं तेनू घर बैठे ही मिल जाना. Now again हमें समझ नहीं आया and she asked me, गुंजन क्या मैं बहुत ज्यादा सत्संग में जाती हूँ and क्या मैं बहुत ज्यादा मंदिर जाती हूँ जितना मुझे नहीं जाना चाहिए. And I said, I don't know, but let the time pass by and we'll be able to understand what has been said. And what I got was, the chit which I got was that langar prashad davai. And so, you know, we were not able to understand what Guruji is trying to say. Now, when 2020 came in March, then Guruji ने हमारे घर में अमृत वेला सत्संग बख्शा. And फिर मैं, you know, but she was not able to say it कि रोज कैसे सत्संग कर सकते हैं. And then what happened was, and then what he understood was that he again planted that seed in me. And you know, मेरी मदर ने मुझे कुछ नहीं बोला. मैं घर आया, मैंने अपनी मदर को बोला क्या हम रोज सत्संग नहीं कर सकते. And then the journey started. And then again, because we enjoyed those moments so much, कि मैंने अपनी मदर को बोला कि मम्मी हम रोज शाम को चाय पीते हैं, बट कुछ अधूरा लगता है. So क्या हम शाम को गुरुजी के साथ चाय पी सकते हैं? And she said, of course, Gunjan. And you know, then the Sandhya Vela satsang started. So अगर आपको गुरुजी ने physical capabilities इतनी दी हुई हैं, so why not, you know, give your time to Guruji? Because the more time you give to Guruji, वो आपको ऐसा बना देंगे, अंदर से इतना प्योरीफाई कर देंगे, आपको ऐसी समझ दे देंगे कि जब भी प्रॉब्लम आएगी तो आपको ये लगेगा कि 90% तो ऑलरेडी गुरुजी ने ले लिया, 10% इज फॉर मी, सो व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम? एंड over and above that, Guruji is with me, supporting me, helping me. So that problem is very small. Thank you, Guruji, for giving me this problem. And Guruji said, जब unless or until there is suffering or there are problems in your life, आप भगवान से नहीं जुड़ सकते. So just by prick of a needle, वो आपको भगवान से भी जोड़ रहे हैं. और जब जैसे, because if we see our life, any one of us, any of the Sangats, it is, I would say 95% of our life is a blessing in the form of happiness, in the form of the things he has given to us. So, and this 5%, the suffering which we are facing is also our karmas. And when we say thank you Guruji, आपने मेरे को promotion दी, thank you Guruji, आपने मुझे बच्चे दिए, thank you Guruji, आपने मुझे दे आरोग्यता बख्शी. Again, we cannot say कि गुरुजी मेरे कर्मा थे इसलिए मुझे मिल गए. It is his blessing, it is his divine blessing. मेरे कर्म गुरुजी ऐसे नहीं हैं कि मेरे साथ इतनी अच्छी चीजें हो सकें. This is just yours, and it's a very big blessing for me. I value it, and thank you so much, Guruji. So when you are suffering or when you rejoice, in both state, we just have to say Shukrana. And there is no bigger prayer than Shukrana. Once there was a Sangat who came, who was blessed, never came back, and Guruji said, "Log ethe aande, kalyan karwande, te Shukrana karan bhi nahi aande." So it's his words, which when you hear the satsang, you may not understand, but down the line, those satsangs, those Guru Sahib's words, those teachings of his would come in your life and support you and will let you know what is to be done. He would guide you, he would teach you, he will hold your hand, and he would take you till the time you're given moksha. And one Sangat asked him, Guruji, aap is dharti par kyun aaye? And at that time, Guruji said, main tuhanu kichad cho kaddan aaya. And with this, again, a very beautiful satsang is related. My mother saw Guruji in his, a very huge form up till the sky, and he was wearing white chola. He came, he held my mother's hand, and he lifted her up. So, now I can correlate it with कि मैं तो अनु की चर्चों का डन आया. And then the second thing, to another satsang, to another sangat, what he said was, I have come on this earth to grant you moksha. Well, he wants to grant us moksha, but what we think is that I am not capable enough because my karmas are such, I cannot get moksha. Well, again, it does not depend, yes, it does depend on our karma. And when we listen to the Bani, when we read Shiv Puran, when we, do the parts, when we listen to Guru Sahib's teachings, we must understand that he wants to make us a better person. He wants us to become a banda who can do bandagi. And so with his teachings, yes, we have to become better. But at the back of our mind, we should remember that it is not our karmas which will lead us to moksha. It is his meher which will lead us to moksha. So as his blessings are so immense, he is limitless, his blessings are limitless, he can pull you up from that mud and take you straight away and grant you liberation. But our karmas are not such. So yes, we can think we cannot be granted moksha, but yes, we should remember that our Guru is so powerful that he can grant each and every one of us moksha. And that's what Guruji again said. Guruji said that a Mahapurush, when comes in your life, and especially he didn't refer it to all the Mahapurush. He said it about himself, because at that particular moment, he referred to himself as a Mahapurush. And he said that I can take millions of souls in my arms and take you and grant you liberation. So his plans are so magical and so divine that all of the Sangat can be granted moksha. But what we have to do is just simply come and attend his satsangs, try and imbibe the teachings which we get from Gurbani, from Guru Sahib Shabads, from Gurujis teachings, what's written in Shiv Puran, or whatever life teaches you. And again, related with moksha, Guruji came in my dream and he said, Rishte sudhar le agar moksha chahiye. So now the component of your relationships with your relatives or to whomever you are associated with have also been planted by Guruji, because your your past life karmas have been such that the accounts have been not closed. So अब आपको वो parents, वो siblings, वो spouse, वो बच्चे बख्शे गए हैं जिनके साथ आप अपने रिश्ते सुधार लें ताकि वो accounts close करके गुरुजी आपको मोक्ष दे. So it's not only that through part or puja or satsang or Shiv Puran you shall be granted that, but yes, Guruji इसके through ही आपको वो समझ देंगे कि आप अपने रिश्ते संभाल सकते. And once he says रिश्ते संभाल ले अगर मोक्ष चाहिए तो, so I know my Guru has come here to grant not only me all the sangat moksha, but if he says रिश्ते संभाल ले, रिश्ते अपने आप संभल जाए. Because the power in his word is so immense, it's not only me who would follow it, it is the cosmos which would help me to follow it. Again, I would not say that I would be granted moksha in this lifetime, but I really have full faith in my Guru. And Sangaji, just this Rakhi, a few days back, one auntie got a dream that, one auntie, her friend was living in Abu Dhabi and she called her. She doesn't believe in Guruji. She has been to Guruji's mandir and she said, कि आंटी मैंने आपको देखा कि आप गुरुजी के सत्संग में गुलाब जामुन लेकर जा रहे हो. एंड जिन आंटी के घर आप लेकर जा रहे हो उनका नाम पी से शुरू होता है. सो देन दैट आंटी कॉल्ड माय मदर कि आंटी आप किसी को जानते हो जिनका नाम पी से शुरू होता है. सो वी सेड यस, माय मदर सेड यस, माय डॉटर्स नेम इज पूजा. सो शी सेड ठीक है. फिर मैं राखी वाले दिन, बिकॉज उसमें स्पेसिफिक इंस्ट्रक्शंस थे कि पूर्णिमा वाले दिन राखी है, उस दिन गुलाब जामुन लेके जाना. सो अगेन सो ब्लेस्ड मोमेंट्स दैट हम लोग गुरुजी का लंगर प्रसाद भी नहीं डिसाइड कर सकते. इट इज ऑल हिज ब्लेसिंग. सो व्हाटएवर आपके माइंड में आ रहा है वो भी गुरुजी की कृपा है. एंड अगेन दिस ब्यूटिफुल डिवाइन दरबार, I was sitting at a Sangat's place in Amrit Vela, and there Guruji gave me his darshan in his red and green chola. So again we came to know that now this time the darbar has to be red and green. So now his cholas, the way the darbar is to be decorated, his langar prasad, the sangat which is supposed to come, the satsangs which are supposed to be shared, the shabads which are supposed to be played are all decided by him. Well, with respect to shabad, I would like to say that sometimes, when I'm sleeping, during my sleep, I hear a particular shabad. So then I know that this shabad is to be played. And when once I was supposed to share my satsang on a platform, they were playing a Dukh Bhanjani Sahab part, and I said, I think some better form of it can be played. But that same Dukh Bhanjani Sahab was played in my dream, and I came to know that yes, This is it. I have to not put my mind to it and let the things happen the way they are supposed to happen. And Sangat ji, in a similar fashion, Guruji ये भी दिखा देते हैं कि किससे क्या सेवा कराना. एंड ऐसे ही गुरुजी जो हैं, जब सत्संग, बिकॉज हमारे यहाँ रोज हो रहा है एंड वी हैव सेड जिसको भी आना है प्लीज आइए, वी डोंट नो किस पर्टिकुलर डे कौन आएगा. एंड जिस दिन मेरे मदर का बर्थडे था, सॉरी रादर मैरिज एनिवर्सरी थी, सो उस दिन एक अंकल का फोन आया, अरुण अग्रवाल अंकल का, कि गुंजन क्या मैं आपके घर आ सकता हूँ सत्संग अटेंड करने. आई सेड मोस्ट वेलकम. Now my son got a dream, and in his dream he saw that there's a family, almost 3 to 4 families, they stay together and they are coming to the satsang. So we inform them कि आंटी आज ऐसे ऐसे ड्रीम आया है तो आज आप सत्संग में आना. So here what we see is कि कौन सी संगत आएगी सत्संग में is also decided by Guruji. So अगर बाई चांस अनइनवाइटेड भी आपके घर में कोई आ जाए, quote unquote uninvited is in our mind, so we have to respect the sangat and we have to do his seva with seva bhav, because वो गुरुजी ने बुलाया. And again Guruji can come in any form. Like once Guruji gave me his darshan on this asana, and he was sitting in the form of a dog, and I was taken aback. I never shared this satsang with anyone. I couldn't take it. I thought my guru cannot be in the form of a dog. And Sangat ji, the satsang which followed, which was supposed to happen, the monthly satsang, in that satsang, Guruji got the time changed. Again, he said 2 things to me. The one thing which he said was, change the time. The satsang would start at 3 p.m. First, it was supposed to start at 12:30. So again, I couldn't take it. I said, अब सारी संगत को कैसे बताएंगे? I told my mom. She said, इसमें क्या है? सबको मैसेज कर दो. As per Guruji's हुक्म, the time is now 3 p.m. I thought, यार ये तो बड़े आराम से ले लिया मेरी मदर ने, and मैं वैसे ही कंफ्यूज हो रहा था. And the second thing what he said was, I cannot share that here. A particular संगत was supposed to be called, and उनका कोई बहुत मेजर चीज होने वाली थी, बिकॉज उनका स्टेचर इतना था कि मैं उनको वो मैसेज कन्वे नहीं कर पा रहा. सो अगेन मैंने उनकी भी ब्लेसिंग रोक दी और अपनी भी ब्लेसिंग. एंड संगत जी, अब इस सत्संग में क्या हुआ, जस्ट बिफोर 3 o'clock संगत के साथ there's a dog who's coming, जो स्टेयर्स चढ़ के आया, and right in front of our main gate he sat down. Now my mother was there outside to do joda seva, and she said, she requested the dog कि यहाँ पे संगत आएगी, आप प्लीज यहाँ पे मत रहिए, आप ऊपर चले जाइए, छत हमारी खुली. And can you imagine, the dog went upstairs and he sat there. Now when the clock ticked 3, exactly at 3 p.m. when the aarti started, that dog was right there in the darbar amongst the sangat. None of the sangat was afraid. Neither the dog was perturbed or afraid. And somewhere down the line, I knew what is happening, but again, I was not accepting it. And almost the aarti was over. And then my mother said कि अच्छा ठीक है, ये नहीं अगर बाहर जा रहा तो आप इसको बालकनी में ले जाओ, because अभी और संगत ने आना है. Somehow I think संगत would not feel comfortable. Now another reconfirmation. When I go in one of the rooms through which I have to go in the balcony, there's a lady sitting on the sofa who says, अरे गुंजन, ये डॉग कहाँ से आ गया? मैंने बोला मुझे नहीं पता. She said, मुझे कल रात को गुरुजी ने दर्शन दिए, वो अपने आसन के ऊपर बैठे हुए थे और उनके हाथ में एक डॉग. So, Guruji would give you indication. He would certainly tell you in no unclear words. But it is our Meli Atma which is not able to accept. We are not able to accept our Guru if he comes in a form which we do not like, or we cannot imagine our God to be in that form. But what we forget is he's formless. And Sangatji, when eventually the Sangat went away, वो वापस से दरबार में हम उनको लेकर आए और उन्होंने इतना प्यार कराया मेरी मदर से, इतना प्यार कराया. And now see the difference. My mother does not know who this soul is. I know who he is. I know, but I am not able to accept it. My mother unknowingly is loving that or giving love to that dog. So किसकी आत्मा प्योर? Obviously my mother's. Unknowingly भी उनके अंदर से प्यार ही निकल रहा है और knowingly मेरा परमात्मा यहाँ पे है, मैं उसको नहीं नमन कर पा रहा, नहीं प्यार कर पा रहा. एंड उसी मोमेंट पे उस डॉग ने मुझे इस तरीके से देखा जैसे गुरुजी अपनी आंखें टेढ़ी करके देखते थे. एंड लिटरली मेरे स्पाइन में there were shivers, but still I could not accept him in that form. So yes, I am very weak. My soul is not pure. I cannot, accept things the way they are. But yes, the journey with Guruji is continuing. And yes, Guruji ही समझा रहे हैं, धीरे धीरे से समझा रहे हैं. And a very beautiful experience which I want to share with you is on the day of Rakhi. What happened was वो सारी चीजें हुई जैसे जैसे गुरुजी ने इंस्ट्रक्ट किया था. And now I was sitting here in this very same darbar. I was sitting here and there were so divine shabads that I didn't knew कि कब गुरुजी जो है वहां बैठे बैठे ही, अब वो मेडिटेटिव स्टेट थी, वो समाधि की स्टेट थी, वो भक्ति की स्टेट थी, मुझे नहीं पता. क्योंकि मुझे जो लगता है कि गुरु साहिब इतने ऊंचे हैं कि आई डोंट डिजर्व टू बी हिज भक्त. What I think is I cannot meditate on him or have a samadhi, but at that particular moment, the magic, the blessings, the meher he did was sitting right here in his darbar. He took me in such a state that whole of my body was vibrating. And, it was such a blissful moment that there were tears rolling down my eyes. I was not, able to comprehend or understand what's happening to me. But all of a sudden, my soul started speaking to Guruji. And I could actually realize that I do not have a body, I do not have a mind. And neither my body nor my mind is communicating with my Guru. And it is my soul and my soul which is communicating with my Guru. And the constant pukar to my Guru was, Guruji, my soul is not pure. I am full of filth. Hey Prabhu, mujhe baksh do. And constantly, these lines were coming out of my soul, non-stop. And somewhere down the line, even the conversation stopped. And as always, what Guruji usually shows to me is that Guruji has kept his hand on my head and he says, Gunjan, you are blessed. See, he didn't use the word blessings always, but the term Gunjan, you are blessed, in itself means that his blessings have always been with me and they shall always remain with me. And at that very moment, when Guru Sahib has kept his hand on my head, he says, Gunjan, you are blessed. And umpteen number of times, he comes when I'm meditating on him and he says, so हम सब के ऊपर गुरु साहिब का हाथ है, हम सबका हाथ गुरु जी ने पकड़ रखा है, एंड वही हैं जो हमारे रोम रोम से अंतर आत्मा से सिमरन करवा सकते हैं. एंड संगत जी, once this process stopped and I was given Langar Prasad, I took it, I kept it in my lap, but I was in no mood of opening my eyes because I had a direct connection with the divinity. And the after mantra jap, there were kavalis which were being played, and there came a kavali which had the same exact words which my Atma was pleading to Guru Sahib. And I was astonished. The conversation was exactly the same, word by word. So, आप या मैं, हम कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते. जब उन्हें बख्शना होगा, वो आपको वो शब्द दे देंगे. जब उन्हें आपसे प्रेयर्स करवानी होगी, भक्ति करवानी होगी, पाठ कराना होगा, वो आपको हिम्मत भी दे देंगे. So it is only he and only he. And after that satsang, everyone was saying, Gunjan uncle, aap apna satsang share karo. And I was in no mood. I had no words. I could not speak. I was in such a frame of mind that I could not speak. So I did say few words, but I said I cannot share my satsang right now because I am not in that state. Because I had somewhere down the line the boundary between my physicality or my physical being had somewhere down the line merged with the divinity. And my soul was requesting Guruji, mujhe baksh do. And in the end, my soul started saying, Guruji, mujhe apne mein samalo. And it kept on saying, Guruji, mujhe please merge me in your divinity. And ये भाव कहां से आया मुझे नहीं पता, बिकॉज मैंने ऐसा कभी पढ़ा भी नहीं, मेरे ये भाव थे ही नहीं. So it was my spirit, my soul, which was directly talking to Guruji. And Sangaji, the very next day, again I was sitting in satsang, और उस सत्संग के अंदर मेरा बिल्कुल मन नहीं लग रहा था, मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा था. I was really tired. And then the mantra jap started. And when the mantra jap started, I saw a flickering jyot. So again, I would say that it was my incapability, that being tired, I was not able to concentrate on Guru Sahib or on his shabads, but his kripa is so immense. He blesses you always so much that he would, bless you any which. But हमारा जो फर्ज बनता है, हमें कोशिश करनी चाहिए कि हमारा पथ वो हो जो हमें गुरुजी की तरफ लेके जाए. Thank you so much, Sat Sangat ji, for listening to Guru Sahib's satsangs, for listening to his immense blessings which he has showered on me, for listening to Guru Sahib's gungan, because as Guruji says, जब तुम मेरा सत्संग शेयर करते हो तो मेरी blessings दोनों तरफ flow करती. And as Guruji said was, जब जो मेरा सत्संग शेयर करता है उसकी जीवा शुद्ध होती है और मैं उसके ग्रह सीधे कर देता. So thank you so much, Guru Sahib, for giving me this divine opportunity of sharing your blessed satsangs with your Sadh Sangat. Jai Guru.